Hey guys, what is going on? We are back and we're doing something a little bit different here today. As you can tell by the title and probably the thumbnail, we are talking about why lobbies shouldn't disband in Modern Warfare 2. And of course, this sort of like leads and bleeds into Vanguard a little bit, maybe even Cold War, maybe even Modern Warfare 2019. Of course, lobbies have been disbanding. I think they stuck together sometimes in Cold War. It was kind of random, but for the most part, lobbies basically break up after they do end, which is a pretty significant issue for a lot of you out there, I am sure. To start this off, I did want to talk about a little bit about my day. When I do make a video or I'm after some content creation, that kind of thing, this is usually how it does go. Typically, I will wake up in the morning and I will either think about what I'm going to do or make as a video, or I will already know what I'm going to do for the next day when I do go on the computer. So I go up and I start playing games and recording and doing all those lovely things. Then it comes to the point when I do have to record a gameplay. Now, this can be a little bit frustrating, and I'm sure I will get into talking more about it in a minute. But basically, you just simply look for a game, you try and get a decent game on the gameplay as a recording, and then you edit the video, put it together, and then you probably know the rest of it by now. You upload it and do all those other lovely things. Now, the bit that does sort of frustrate me a lot most of the time is the gameplay recording bit, especially in Vanguard at the moment. As we have discussed previously, that game is basically on life support, so it's not ideal. But besides the usual reasons against disbanding lobbies, like not actually allowing rivalries against certain players to form, like back in the day you used to be able to sit in the same lobby for a good portion of time, hours even, and learn how people played, and you could use that to your advantage, and you'd see the same names in game constantly, and you'd know you'd be getting up on like your rival, I guess. Also, disbanding of lobbies allows like minimizing to trash talking, which is usually creating pretty interesting content or goofy moments. Sometimes it can be a little bit toxic, which is not ideal, but when, say, for example, you win a gunfight against somebody talking trash, and that feels good, and you get that moment, and then you can move forward into the next lobby, and again, creates that little bit of a rivalry. Plus, there is always the obligatory skill-based matchmaking discussion that does come alongside most of these, in which lobbies are allegedly formed based on your internal matchmaking score rather than most other metrics. My reason is pretty simple, actually. It's ping related. Now, I live in a relatively small Call of Duty region. Australia has oceanic servers, but they're not super common at the moment. Again, this is especially common in a game like Vanguard, which is, for lack of a better term, on life support. Now, finding a game isn't usually super tough. Like in Modern Warfare 2019 or Cold War, finding a game was very, very easy. Now, this discussion largely could come down to the game being dead and it being hard to find a lobby, but I do consistently find lobbies in the Asian servers, which again is not ideal, especially if I am trying to record a gameplay, level up guns, and do those other things, basically just trying to do stuff to make content. Anyway, back to my point. Modern Warfare 2019 and Cold War, it was never an issue. Clearly loads of people were still enjoying those games, or enough of them were enjoying them to find consistent oceanic lobbies. I'm not going to get into the discussion of whether those games were any good though, because your opinion is definitely going to differ to mine. But when I get up in the morning and I want to hit record on some gameplay, it does usually take between 2 minutes at a good clip. Like sometimes I'll just get a game straight away and it won't be an issue. I'll record a gameplay, and those are usually the ones where I say I haven't warmed up or anything like that and I'm a little rusty. And then sometimes half an hour can go by, 45 minutes can go by where I don't find a decent lobby. All I get is put into Asian servers with 200 ping, which again is a very, very bad thing for recording gameplay. Some people will say out there that you do get the advantage when you do have that ping with like the old school hit registration, like peaker's advantage, that kind of thing with all the ping, but it's definitely worse. Just trust me, you do not want to play at 200 ping, especially if you're trying to record a gameplay. Most of the time, it takes on average, I would say, about 5 lobbies to find an oceanic server that I'm looking for. Sometimes you can get it straight away and it's not a problem, or sometimes it can go on for half an hour, 45 minutes before I do find a decent lobby. And then after I do, for example, find one oceanic lobby in the sea of other servers, after I do find that after about half an hour, you drop a dud gameplay and the process repeats. And it is super, super frustrating sometimes. Like, this is probably mostly a Vanguard issue because the game's dead, but it does highlight another significant issue with lobbies disbanding, apart from the usual stuff that gets brought up like we did mention previously, like your trash talking and your sort of rivalry-based stuff, and then just even skill-based matchmaking discussion, which is a little bit of a messy sort of discussion there. Simply put, if I am able to stay in the same lobby after finishing a game, I could even record another gameplay with a different class or whatever. That's usually how it works. I'll find a decent lobby, or I'll get into a decent run of gameplay making stuff, and I'll just be able to crash out a couple of videos worth of gameplay. Keeping the lobbies together is a very simple feature that doesn't really seem to be significant, but it definitely reduces certain people's enjoyment of the game, especially when it's been a feature for such a long time, up until Modern Warfare 2019. I don't understand why they ever took it away. Again, of course, there is the obligatory like conspiracy, skill-based matchmaking stuff, and it just got to get a little bit murky from there. Now, I'm sure this kind of video is literally just a whisper in the wind. I would guess that Activision does have all these metrics that show that the majority of players really do not care about this kind of thing. They basically just want to get their gun, they want to go into a lobby, and they want to shoot people, and outside of that, they really don't think about it too hard. But there is a pretty vocal minority of people out there who do see this kind of thing, and it is actually concerning for them. It's sort of a reason to not enjoy the kind of game. And again, that does seem to be sort of coming from Activision, that they don't seem that it's a significant enough issue to put back into the game. But for me, and I'm sure many of you out there, lobbies sticking together would definitely make the game a little bit better and should definitely be a thing. And it's not even a question in my mind, but again, as I said, this is one of those things that does get pointed out as a flaw of this particular system, where it's literally just trying to find a game and it doesn't really care about what sort of lobby it's on. And that's why I consistently get the Asian servers, which again, 200 ping is not ideal for recording a gameplay. I usually sit at about 20-ish, 17, 23 is kind of my decent area, which is not too bad. Again, it does let me play sort of consistently. You get like the right recoil and stuff, and things aren't glitchy, everything's smooth, and it does feel good at that ping. So again, I'm pretty much always looking for oceanic servers, and I do have to leave an awful lot of lobbies if I do come across like these Asian servers, because I mean, I'm not going to record a gameplay on that because it just is not going to be as good. Now again, as I said, this is probably mostly because Vanguard is dead and it's literally just trying to put me in any game that it can. The first game that it seems is suitable, even if it's not according to my standards. But again, this is the kind of thing that does get avoided if you just have those lobbies sort of stay together in the first place. For example, if I was to find a decent lobby like I did pretty well in, not amazingly, like a sort of like reverse boosted lobby or anything like that, but just a random lobby that I get like 30 kills and 5 deaths in, do pretty decently and have a good time. That goes into a video, everyone's happy, and we do have a decent time. If that lobby does stay together, I get to continue on my way, I get to record more stuff, I get to make better content for you guys. But when it does split up, that lobby's gone, like the Oceanic server is gone, and I do have to go through the sea of Asian servers to find another Oceanic game, which is definitely one of the more frustrating experiences that I do go with. But again, this is like a content creator kind of like grievance kind of thing. It doesn't obviously come up for a lot of you, but if like me, you are playing on PC and you're playing on the Oceanic servers and you're trying to find a game, it can be a little bit of a stressful time. It can be a very, very frustrating thing sometimes. So hopefully in Modern Warfare 2, we do end up seeing lobbies stick together a little bit more often. I know they stayed together semi-frequently in Cold War, which is definitely a good thing, and I would be happy if something like that were to occur. Because for some reason, certain patches and sometimes in Cold War, you would just stick together in the same lobby and you'd see it and you go, oh, actually, that's sticking together and you get to vote for a map lobby. That's kind of cool. And other times, it just wouldn't happen like that, and it was super frustrating again at the same time. So, again, if you do agree with me, or even if you disagree with me, that's okay too. Make sure you do let me know in the comments. Of course, the lobby should stick together, but if they don't, I'm not going to be too fussed about Modern Warfare, because it's going to be a pretty good game regardless of whether the lobbies stick together or not. But as I said, I definitely want them to, because of my personal issue, but again, because of the other things that we did mention previously as well. If you did enjoy this one and it did help you out at all, make sure you do hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on. I do very much appreciate it, and it really does help me out. And again, hopefully I will see you in the next video. Bye!